Good morning, and thank you so much for saying where you're tuning in from. Deborah, Claire, Kimberly, Jill, another Claire, and Peggy, and Karen, Mary, Doris, Teshua, Joy, Che, Tammy, Raoul, Christopher, Michael, Kathy, Cindy, Helen, Linda, Laini, Lynn, Terry. Oh my goodness, the list is so long. Jeffrey, Allison, Kathleen, Bruce, Myrna. And so lovely to see you this morning. And I love the feeling that I get when I see all your names. And I know there are some of you are watching from locations where I won't see your names. I don't know that you're tuning in, but you are there. And it gives me a tremendous sense of warmth and connection. And when I feel that, when I feel that sense of warmth and connection, we can call that love, right? And when I'm feeling that feeling of love, it has the effect of displacing everything else. It's not that my life disappears. It's not that my duties go away. It's not that I don't have that ache in my toe that I stubbed yesterday. It's that in the moment when I'm in this beautiful space of love that Sarah just said, it has the effect, the tendency of displacing everything else. And when I immerse myself in it, it's like I can drink from that well. Now, I'm talking about this because today's reading from 365, Science of Mind, A Year of Daily Wisdom, from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, is about love. And the way it's written, especially today's reading, I think it can be taken the wrong way, at least in my understanding, because there is a whole conversation about love, which is one of the words we use to describe and understand the divine. In fact, we say it's synonymous with the divine, that precedes this reading. What is love? What is the divine? And what does it mean that I should just fill my mind with thoughts of love and nothing else? Turn away from everything else. Got to be careful. Because if I have got fear, if I do feel friendless, as it says, if I'm worried, I'm not certain that a good tactic is to just pretend, deny, or turn away from that. I think a good tactic is to do spiritual practice and to connect to spiritual community and feel the warmth of love in my heart and let love guide me. That's absolutely wonderful. But the voice and the experience of fear and rejection and trauma they're real and they have survival value in them. So certainly conduct spiritual practice, but understand those voices and their messages and their warnings and what they are about. So if I have persistent fear, just repeating the word or the affirmation, all is love, isn't sufficient. I have to unpack it with a guide, with somebody other than myself to get to understand it. And then during that time that I'm unpacking the things that cause my fear or disconnection or worry, I can at the same time, in a parallel path, do practices like this one, where through the warmth of community and the warmth of connection, I feel it and I can drink from that well. So this morning, when I'm sitting here looking at everybody's names, and still names are coming on, and I'll know later today, names will come on when people will watch me, later in their time zone. I think about it quite a few times during the day, and that gives me courage. It gives me strength. It gives me trust and hope because I'm having a real experience of the warmth. Well, at least in my consciousness, it's real to me. And then that experience helps me face that which I'm afraid of, that which I have to do that is difficult, that which I need to work out that I don't understand. So I keep on coming back to love and asking the same question that I asked yesterday. What would love have me do here? What would a love that is pure in the sense of it being untarnished by competition, all the human things, desire, jealousy, envy, what would a love that is free from that have me do here? Well, it's a beautiful question. And it can be expanded. What would compassion have me do here? And then I can just breathe into that. And I can then make space in the world, in my world, for my fear and for my troubles. Oh, it's very important. I have to pay attention in that moment when I pretend nothing is wrong. And then if I call that spiritual, oh, goodness me, no. So today I invite you to feel the whole spectrum of your feelings, to be raw and to embrace that part of you that is worried, that's concerned and fearful, to embrace every experience just as it is, not to normalize it or to affirm that's the direction you want to go in, but to be real about your life. And then with a breath, to see if I can press the pause button for a moment, like right now. Maybe think about your friends in the spiritual practice. Maybe think about a situation in which you feel the warmth of connection. Could be a scene in nature. That does it for me. And so I'm not escaping from the world. And now Dr. Holmes doesn't recommend that we do that. I'm dipping into the well. That well that reminds me, that reconnects me, so to speak, to the love that is beyond my personal love, to the wholeness that is the allness of being, and to breathe and to dip into it. Like, I love the image of a well, like pulling up a bucket, filled up. And sometimes the feeling is beyond words, because that would be just like love, beyond words. And then in that moment of communing, it's like us being restored, remembering that which is. Now here is love. Love welcomes everything. So in the state of being restored, I welcome my whole life. Don't try to block out any part of it. Don't try to reject any part of it. Just like if I were dealing with, I remember my godson or the young people in my life, the children of my friends, when they stub their toe, when they are worried about whatever it is, they're having a hard time at school, we swoop into them and embrace their whole experience. And that is how love is. So I invite you to be that presence for yourself today. Swoop in from the memory of love and embrace the whole of you. And then for the world, swoop in and bring it in. So today, when you're thinking, what would love have me do? It may very well be that the answer is beyond words. Maybe the answer that you are already the presence of love. And to enjoy that. There is a quote from a very famous psalm inside of today's reading. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. It's talking about the presence of love. And I will fear no evil is such a powerful statement because it does not deny the experience of evil. And evil could be, well, just about anything you want to use to replace that. I will not fear conflict. I will not fear this or that because the presence of love is with me. And what's so lovely about this is the acknowledgement of the hardships and the difficulty. It does not take us down. It is not unspiritual. It is strong and courageous, and we need it from ourselves and from each other. Have a blessed day. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.